Hey everyone, this is Band of Badgers, and this session is we're going to explore the tales of the Old West, written by GM extraordinaire and writer. It's Dave Seamark, everybody.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Everyone's gone quiet.
It's fine. I'm used to like tiny clapping. That's fine. It's cool.
So, if you didn't already know, Tales of the Old West is a brand new TTRPG available from Effekt Podcast and Effekt Publishing, I should say.
We are now, yes.
From Dave and Matthew over there, and we also have available for you is this beautiful little piece. It is available for free from Drive Through RPG. This is Tales of the Old West Quick Draw Rules, and there's a sample adventure in there. So go and get that. That's not the adventure we're going to be playing today, I don't think.
No,
but this is the latest thing, and it's free. So go check it out. It's about 50 to 60 page document. You will absolutely love it. But other than that, we are going to be playing. And also, if you wanted to find out more about the Tales of the Old West, we did a Q&A. It's available on our YouTube channel, so go and check that out. Remember to like and subscribe and all that jazz. But we have with us, Steve is here as always. We also have Richard and Ian. We've got who you've seen on many of our bits and pieces that we do. And Mr. Dave Seamark is back. Also one of the writers on Alien RPG, which we've played before. So it's great that Dave actually likes us enough to come back.
And we didn't over-traumatize him last time.
Did I say that? I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, we roped you in, so it's in the contract, Dave. It's in the contract.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
that's
even
cool.
the bits
I never
that seem visible. Exactly. But yeah, Dave's back, and apparently this adventure that we're going to be playing today has been exclusively written for us, at least just for the next few hours.
Yeah, I might use it again, but yeah, it's yours for now. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we get to have the first trip out in this session, the Old West. But other than that, Dave, over to you. Now literally the reins, so I'll hand over to you. So go for it.
Well, not literally, is it? Because metaphorically. But anyway, I'm being a bit picky. Hi everyone. Hello team. It's great. Thanks for having me on. It's great fun and really good to finally do an actual play of Tales of the Old West up on a streaming line. So that'll be really cool. Tales of the Old West, I won't go too much into it. Dave's already given us all that. So if you're interested, go to our website, www.effektpublishing.com, and that's Effekt with a K, and you'll find everything you need to know there, including the link to the quick draw. Lovely, thank you.
Cool.
Okay, so Tales of the Old West. I'm just going to say a couple of quick things about some of the rules just to get everybody on the right page so we know what we're talking about, and then we'll get straight on into the scenario. So 2 things that are important to know. Faith. Faith is a ever-present element in the 19th century West. For many people, it's religious faith, but it's not for everyone. Faith could be your faith in yourself, or your skill with your gun, or your horse, or your friends, or your family. It could be anything you like in this game. But faith drives the push mechanic. So you all have a number of faith points. You spend 1 faith point in order to push your rolls. You also use faith to buy off trouble. So when you make a roll in this game, your dice pool has to have 5 trouble dice. That is, of course, if your dice pool is 5 or higher. But 5 of those dice will be trouble. If your dice pool is 5 or fewer, all of the dice are trouble. Now, if you roll a 1 on a trouble die, that means you might be getting into trouble. But it only applies if you then push your roll. You can, though, use your faith, if you have points left, to buy off that trouble. So if you roll a 1 on your trouble die on your first roll, but you want to push but don't want to risk that trouble, you can spend another point of faith to get rid of that trouble, and you can re-roll that dice. Any ones left after you've pushed applies trouble. You can, though, if you've got loads of faith, buy off dice after the push. But you've only got 4 points of faith at the moment, although you can earn some during the game. If you spend them all straight away, you won't have them for later on when you might really need them. So that's kind of a key element for the game. Otherwise, it's a Year Zero engine style game. Each round you get a fast action and a slow action, and we'll work out the rest as we go along. Okay, any questions?
One quick question that just occurred to me. With faith, is there a max amount of faith you can earn, or is it capless?
10 is the cap. So far, we've never seen anybody save up 10 faith in any of the playtests yet. So it's a theoretical limit that nobody's reached. Cool. Right. So today, the scenario is called "Biting the Dust in Albuquerque." You are all kind of ne'er-do-wells. You've all ended up working at a prospecting camp called Camp Patterson on the Rio San Jose River, just to the west of Albuquerque, a couple of days' ride west of Albuquerque. And you've all been there for a little while. But I might just get you to introduce yourselves, if I may. Mohei Ryder, let's start with you.
I am playing Mohei Ryder. Now, Mohei Ryder, Mohei meaning elk, grew up around the Great Lakes. He is a very proud Cherokee, or Cherokee. I'm not sure. What is the correct pronunciation for that, Dave?
So the next pronunciation of that is Cherokee.
Cherokee.
But also I did note down the actual endonym of which I haven't got right now, which is really annoying me. So that is the kind of the modern accepted given tribal name that the Cherokee kind of got over time. That's not what they call themselves. Their own name is different. I very sadly don't have it to hand, but I will look it up as we are going through. But that is the common usage name kind of given to them by others, quite often by the colonists and the settlers who've obviously spread across the whole of North America.
So about 10 years ago, Ryder has decided to live his life out on the frontier, basically out in the wilderness on his own. There, he's got a dog. The dog's name is Wahaya, who saved him from a bear attack and has stood by his side, more loyal than any person ever has with Ryder. But life has been hard, and living in the wilderness has proved a little bit too tough for him. So he's decided to come back. He's compromised his principles, and he's taken work at a place called the Patterson Camp, basically panning for gold to earn enough so he can return to the lakes and potentially seek a reconciliation with his family. There you go.
Cool, thank you. Arturo Diaz.
I am playing Arturo Diaz. He grew up in El Paso, youngest child of a large family. Poor as they were, he worked as an Ecuador, a water carrier, for a pittance, but this life was never enough for him. And he took work as a vaquero, ending up running the chuck wagon, vitling and cooking for all the other cowboys. The family were outraged and disowned him, but he was in a position of trust and authority. Liked it for a long time, and the wages were much better than he got back in El Paso. But in the end, he was far from home. The vaquero life lost its lustre, and he drove away from the herd. A young man with nothing but his horse, his wagon, and his gun. Once his money ran out, he ended up at the Peterson camp, panning for gold and cooking to make a meager living.
Cool, thank you. Right, Wade.
Well, the name's Wade. I grew up on a plantation where my pa was the overseer. But he was killed during the Civil War. Shit. That just left me and my sister. Well, we went from town to town making our way until one day I got caught cheating at cards. They ran us out pretty fast, and that's the last time I saw my sister. Fell in with a gang. I went from town to town just grifting. Well, then I had an argument with that there gang and found myself on the wrong end of a barrel being shunted out of town. Found myself another outlaw, an old-timer named Hogg. We made our way to the plantation. not the plantation, to Patterson Camp to sift for gold and make a few bucks. I'll wait for the heat to die down.
Very nice.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, yeah, Marion Hogg.
I'm not doing the voice.
I would say coward, but I'm not going to do the voice either when it comes to it.
Shit.
That was really very good, Ian.
I tip my hat to you, sir.
So I'm playing Marion Hogg, son of Canadian trappers whose parents disappeared in the mountains. What happened to them, I don't know. I drifted for a while, ending up in the Yukon at a gold camp, where I murdered a man over a bag of gold. I headed south to the west coast of the United States, where I met up with a gang that was specialising in train heists. One particular guy stood out to me, Wade, much of a like mind as me, wanting to use crime as a way to settle down, make something of myself. He had a bit of a hot head, and after one particular train heist, he decided to murder the boss, I guess for a larger share of the gains. Anyway, he needed to be looked after. He's only a young guy. I didn't want to see him in any trouble. So we headed south again to Patterson Camp. And that's where we find ourselves now, looking for more work, looking for some money.
Cool, thank you. So I've just checked it, and the endonym for the Cherokee is Anigidiwagi.
Okay, cool.
Anigidiwagi.
No way I'm saying that.
Right then, guys, you lot are a hard grafting folk, employed by a ruthless prospector called Hunter Patterson. You work at a small prospecting camp along the Rio San Jose, a mountainous river in central New Mexico. Patterson is a tough and violent man, not someone to cross. But he does pay out your meager wages on time, so you can spend it in his tented saloon, which passes for civilization at Camp Patterson. He drives you as hard as he drives himself, his only leisure being drinking whiskey and playing poker late into the night. But he's been scammed. An Albuquerque woman called Nelly Austin came into town, played Patterson at cards. It became a very late and very drunk session. But Austin won big, taking Patterson's stash of gold dust as her winnings, and then immediately rode out of town. The next morning, Patterson woke up with a head the size of a grizzly bear and an anger to match, shouting he'd been conned by Austin. He called you together and offered you each a $50 bonus, which is quite a lot of money. That's a couple of months' wages at least. If you'd ride to Albuquerque, chase down Nelly Austin, and get Patterson's gold back. That was 2 days ago. Now you're riding into Albuquerque in the early morning sunshine. The town is bustling with people, horses, carts and wagons, underemployed soldiers from the local camp, and cattle in their rowdy cowhands. The southern herds are coming in, some to be sold from the corrals here, others to be driven further north. But wherever they're going, the town is busy, busy, busy. And somewhere among all this chaos, you've got to find Nelly Austin. So I don't know if you want to stick up the map of Albuquerque for a moment.
Yeah, here we go.
Right, Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's so it's bustling and fast growing in 1873, which is the year. The town's located alongside the Rio Grande in the Chihuahuan Desert, a wide valley between the Sandia Mountains to the north and the Manzano Mountains to the east. People have lived at this spot for thousands of years, but today the town amounts to about 1,000 people. It's developed into a trading center and a freight hub because from Albuquerque, you can get to pretty much anywhere else in the territory. There's a permanent army present here as well. This isn't due to any threat to the town, but because Albuquerque is a logistics hub to resupply army forts both north and south. It's a lively town with much money changing hands, plenty of whiskey to drink, and lots of bored soldiers. So it can be a heady mix, and there's frequent trouble. The sheriff has his hands full, and the place feels pretty lawless. So this is Albuquerque. As I said, about 1,000 people in total. You've got large corrals out to the west by the river, where the herds tend to be kept. There's a plaza down to the south of the town. It's designed very much in old Mexican style, with a plaza in the center of town, or that's the focal point of the town. As you can see from there, around the plaza, you've got the sheriff's office at number 8, the Glazers Hotel at number 11, the post house at number 9. Number 7 is the Dusty Spur, which is a dirty old saloon and hotel. Number 10 is a church. It's a Catholic church, and it's got a very fancy name, which is San Felipe de Neri Catholic Church. There are other locations around. So number 4 is the Emperor Hotel. If you go further north, number 5 is called Brown's, and it's a saloon and hotel as well. Number 2 is another church. And number 1 is a lovely little place called the Silvery Minnow. So this is the town you've just arrived from, along the road from the west, which is bringing you in to the southwest of the town. It's not long after sunrise, maybe an hour after sunrise. And the town is bustling. And you've got somebody to find.
If I'd have just
shit,
taken a bunch of gold.
Nobody jumped to it, I guess.
Hit the saloon first.
Well,
Good
it's a
thinking
saloon
there,
or the
kid.
sheriff's office, and I don't want to go anywhere near the sheriff's office.
And I want to
Nor
drink.
do I.
If I'm on the
Well, it
run
is
with
then.
some gold, then I'm either stopping here because I know the place, or using as a somewhere to change horses and get further away. If she's that sharp with some cards, then she may be trying her luck with some other suckers in this town. So saloon seems like a good idea to me.
Okay, which
I'm all
saloon?
in.
There's more than one in town.
Going off the name, for me, it's a Dusty Spur.
Yeah, that is the one that is just off the plaza. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we know what Nelly looks like? Have we got a description of her?
Yeah, you'd have seen her. Yeah, you'd have seen her at Patterson Camp. She was there for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so we know her. We would recognise her because we've seen her before.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Makes it a lot easier, because I was thinking the same thing. It's like we're gonna
Also means she'll recognise us.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's try a Dusty
and
Spur. Sounds like a dirty hangout.
I have a history question.
Yep.
Cheating at cards is illegal, correct?
I'm not
Only if you
sure.
get caught.
It's probably officially illegal, but I'm not sure the sheriff is likely to spend much time running you down for cheating at cards. The people who you've cheated are more likely to get angry at you.
Yeah.
I guess it is probably, it is effectively a crime, yes, because you are scamming somebody.
What I was really asking is how likely I would think that there would be a wanted poster of her.
Well, you can go and have a look at the sheriff's office if you like.
Well, somebody else can. I'm not going. It's a pretty big picture of me outside.
Let's do that as Plan B.
So to the Dusty Spur.
Right, to the Dusty Spur.
Is the street wide enough to ride down 4 abreast?
Yes. This is a decent town. It's been around for a long time.
If we go down for 4 abreast, that's making a pretty big statement.
Yeah.
Damn right it is.
And in doing that, you will be getting in the way of a lot of people because it is very busy. So you will be making a definite statement if you try and ride 4 abreast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're going to arrive in town, then you want to arrive in town.
That sounds cool.
Are there any, like, as we ride in four abreast, like prospectors or like just old timers that are like maybe at the side of the road, like, hey, I'm just here just to see the end of my days out, like spitting in a bucket or something? Because I want to be on like the right hand side and like, yeah, and like have like the Colt 45 like on show and like my tailcoat slightly back over the saddle and just be like, hey, old timer, I'm looking for a lady. Goes by the name of Nelly Austin. You seen anybody? And I'll describe her. You've seen anybody around here like that?
I think you can. I think you can absolutely do that. There's probably a couple of people sitting there having a swig of whiskey in their coffee in the morning, just as a livener to get them going. Yeah. So I got to take a performing role from you then, please, Wade.
Awesome. So I need to roll.
So your dice pool will be your docility. How many dice you've got in docility, plus
4.
However many dice you've got in performing.
1.
Can I help? Because we are doing this whole riding four abreast situation.
Yeah.
So I've got a shotgun that will be in the saddle holster. I'll just pull it out a little bit, and tap the stock as he does this.
Okay. Are you trying to intimidate this guy or just be nice to him? Intimidate. Okay, so it's presence then. It's not performing. So it's a presence roll instead of performing. So that's a grit and your presence skill.
I'll look to Mohei and I'll just sort of raise an eyebrow at him.
So Wade, what's your dice pool for presence?
So my dice pool for presence is a total of 4. So I've got 3 out of grit and 1 that is from my presence. I've rolled a 1 and then a 3, 3, and a 5.
Right. Okay. So 6s and 1s are all that count here. So with only 4 dice in your pool, obviously all of them are trouble dice.
Yeah.
So you've now gained a 1 on a trouble die. You've got no successes. If you wanted to spend a point of faith to push, you could, but you've also got your trouble, which would then obviously, you can either buy that off for another point of faith, or just run the risk that trouble will what trouble will bring.
I will spend 2 to get rid of the trouble and then push the roll and re-roll then.
So how do you get extra dice because I helped him?
So you should get an extra 1 die for Marion's help.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a 3 on the first one. And then this time round, okay, so that is a 2, a 4, a 5, a 5, and a 6.
Hey.
Okay, so you only need to report 6s and 1s. Don't worry about the others.
Okay, cool.
They don't matter. You've got no 1s, so trouble hasn't caught you, but you've got a 6, so you got a success. The guy looks up at you and he says, he's obviously noticing your gun and the fact that you're showing it, and he's noticed Marion playing with his shotgun in the holster. And he says, well, I ain't heard of no Nelly Austin, but I did know a Jimmy Austin. I can, for a couple of, if you want to give me $1 or 2 so I can get a nice breakfast, I'll tell you where he is.
Huh. Now we're talking my kind of language. And he'll take out a couple of coins and he flicks them towards the old timer, and there's an extra one in there, so like $3 total. And he's like,
okay.
And you let everybody know that we're looking for her. And you let everybody know we're paying good money to find her.
Yeah, he grabs the coins. He doesn't catch them all. Also, he gets up and he scrabbles them up. And he goes, yeah, I can tell you where Jimmy is. He's in the boneyard. See you later, partner. And he turns around and walks away.
Now, that's a problem. I'm going to unmount from the horse. And as he's trying to walk away, I'm going to grab the scruff of his collar. And is he next to a building or anything?
Yeah, I think you're probably on the first street on the way in. If you want to pop the map up for a second, Dave, we can just.
I don't
Give you a
take too
sense of-
kindly to being made a fool of.
I'll,
and then I'm going to
Okay,
slam
we
his
won't
head
worry
into
about
the building.
So yeah, you are probably about here on the map, I guess, on that road there. If I can get it accurate, not there, there. This is this isn't very accurate. What is it? Anyway, you're on that street coming into town where that's it, where it was there. Okay, so you grab him by his shoulder. I think he's going to react to that. So I think we're going to go into initiative for this.
Fine
He's
by
quite
me.
an old guy. So initiative is done with playing cards. I don't have my proper deck of playing cards, so I'm using an alien deck right now. So,
Cool.
so
Yep.
apologies for the
I'm using alien dice, so we're good.
apologies
Yes,
for the
so am
break
I.
in immersion. So high is good. Aces count as high. So Ian, you are on 10 of diamonds.
Uh-oh.
He is on 2 of hearts. So you act first. You're trying to bash his head into a post or something.
Yep. I'm going to smash his head into the building and then draw my knife.
can I be included in the initiative? Because I'm going to drop off my horse in the
Yeah, you can.
intention is to step in.
So you are on Jack, but I think you'll be dismounting this round. I think that'll. Marion and Mohey, do you want to be in? Might as well put you in the initiative. Marion,
I'm going to go on Overwatch for the law.
5 of spades, and then Mohey, you are on 7 of spades.
7.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Arturo, you can dismount and close the distance to them, but that'll be your action this round, unless you want to draw a gun or something.
No. My intention is to intervene.
Yeah. Okay, Wade, you get to attack the guy. So this is going to be a fighting roll.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of dice.
Okay, Wade.
That's 6 dice.
Yep. You also have the talent brawler, which gives you a bonus die on top of that as well.
7 dice.
So that gives you 7 dice. He is going to oppose this, but he's a bit of a grizzled old man.
Okay. 2 1s, 2 6s.
Right, okay, so that's 2 successes. The ones only come into play if they are on trouble dice. So again, 5 of that pool should have been one particular color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
and
of
the
them is
ones-
on a trouble dice.
Yep. So the other one doesn't matter. The one on the trouble die does, but it only applies if you push the roll. But you've got 2 successes, so you don't have to if you don't want to, because you've got a good success there.
No, I won't push the roll, but yeah, I guess I just want to like slam his head and be like, I instantly go into the pocket. Well, no, before I draw the knife, I will try and take the money back, and I'm just like, I don't take kindly to people making a fool of me.
Okay, so you've done 1 point of damage to him by bashing his head into the post. And yeah, I think you're grappling to try and get the money out of his pocket.
Yeah.
We could, the scenario could just be a big gunfight here, and you don't get past the first street. Okay, who's up next? So, Dave, Mohey, you're on 7s.
Yep.
Round.
I'm gonna use my dog. So I'm gonna stay mounted on my horse. I'm not gonna get down, but I'm gonna whistle command my dog to push in between these two. I want Wade to stop because he's bringing too much attention to us.
Okay, you can order your dog to attack.
But
You
I
can't give him. No, you can't. You can order him to attack somebody.
It says it
Just maul
growls.
him, that'd be fine.
It growls on order, which gives me a +1 to my presence.
Yep.
So if I would intimidate Wade to stand down.
Right. Okay.
By using the dog. So I'll be on the horse. I'll whistle to my dog.
Could
The dog
that
will go over there
be?
and start growling.
Could that be used in unison to help me with what I'm going to do? Because I'm going to do like a presence roll to sort of try and influence and.
So that'll be next round. So yeah, potentially you could help one another next round. But obviously you've had your actions this round.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just curious
yes.
if it can be used in tandem.
Absolutely, yeah. So next round, if you wanted to intimidate, you could Mohei could give you a dice of help, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get my use presence, and get Wade to stand down. From my horse, I'll just loud enough so Wade can hear over what he's doing.
Okay.
Like, Wade, stand down. We don't need more attention here.
Okay, Wade, if you want to resist this, that will be an insight roll.
I will give it an insight roll.
So again, remember 5 dice of your pool are trouble dice. And then make your presence roll, Mohei.
So my in abilities, the presence is blank, is empty. So I've just used 5 dice.
No.
Yep. So you've got no actual skill in presence. So you just use your grit.
So then
but you get +1. You get +1 for your dog growling, though.
Okay, so 5 dice.
Yeah.
So all on trouble dice for me. 1, 6, 2 1s.
I got 3 6s and 1 1.
Okay, so you get a point of faith for that for 3 successes.
Ooh.
Wade, if you don't want to push, you can either agree and stand down. If you don't want to stand down, from what Mohei said, you will take 2 points of damage to your cunning stat. You'll take 2 points of vexes.
Like maybe like the old timers like got like a bloodied eyebrow. I don't know if I've like got the money off him or not, but he just like throws him to the ground, like the dust like kicks up. And he just turns around to Ryder. Oh shit! I was only doing what he'd done to me.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Remount. Do I get my dollars back? No.
No.
I'm going to roll a d3. You got one of them back when you put your hand in his pocket to try and get the money. So he got 2.
Keep the rest for being cheeky. And then, he'll like tailcoat kind of like swish and get back on the horse. And he like looks at Hog and is just like, doesn't say anything. And then just, we lead the way, please, towards the rest of the group.
Now, Wade, we did learn something. If Jimmy Austin's in the boneyard, then that means she lives here.
Huh. I'll follow your lead.
This did cause a bit of a kerfuffle. A few people were looking in. I mean, it wasn't a gunfight, so you didn't have a crowd watching, but a few people around you did notice what was going on. Most people just like didn't show any interest or like look the other way.
Can it be something? Can we? Or is there a role to sort of just have a look around, see if anyone that has taken note has scarpered as if to be a lookout sort of thing, and they've gone off to report?
Yeah, does that be a Hawkeye role?
Hawkeye coming.
Yeah.
Is that a group role?
It could be if you as a group are doing that, but I think Arturo said he's doing it, so I think it's probably just him for now.
Yep.
No, a 1.
Right. Okay. So no, you can't really. It's busy. It's crowded. People going about their business.
Lots of people. I just in case I happen to catch someone, but
yeah. No, that's cool. Okay, you're proceeding on to the Dusty Spur, are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, the Dusty Spur, as its name suggests, is a bit of a grimy kind of place. It's a bit spit and sawdust. There's quite a few cowboys hanging around. Even at this time of the day, I mean, there's a few people out getting breakfast. Quite a few people still having a whiskey, obviously, as well. Yeah, it's also a little hotel, so it's got some rooms upstairs. It's got a big bar and a couple of back rooms. Yeah, and they're serving some bacon and stuff.
But I'm going to tie up my horse and make my way in there. Is the dog allowed into the tavern?
Well, there's no sign saying no dogs allowed that you can see.
It just permanently stays with me wherever I walk. And this
unless you tell it to stay somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is a heavily muscled Mongol dog. So it just stays with me. I walk in through the saloon doors, smelling the bacon. I look down at the dog. Dog looks up at me. He's like licking his lips, and I'll go over to the bar. I'll order some whiskies for all of us. I'll find a table and I'll order some bacon for all of us as well.
Cool.
Extra bacon for the dog, and if they can, I want a dish of cold water for the dog.
He says there's a horse trough outside. Is the dish for the dog? The dog want to drink? Go and drink with the horses.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that you get all that.
I think just before.
Yep, go
on. Just before as everybody's going in, Wade would like to hang back, and just as like he's about to enter the saloon behind Hog, could I do a Hawkeye roll to see if anybody's watching us at this point?
Yep, sure. Yep, make a roll.
None on cunning. So 3, 4, 5. One of those is normal. A 1 on the trouble dice and a 6 on the non-trouble dice.
Okay, so that's a success. You don't have to push it, so the 1 doesn't apply unless you do push.
Okay, cool.
We've got like hitching post to put the horses to.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll sort of scratch underneath Chico's sort of chin and sort of put my forehead on hers and say, "No biting." And indoors.
Cool. Wade, you with 1 success. I mean, there's quite a lot of people outside in the plaza and on the street around. You think there might have been someone, but you're not really sure. Like a bloke dressed in a long coat, but you're not sure. And when you look back again, you can't see him.
Yeah. And once I joined the other 3, well, we may have drawn a little attention to ourselves. I think somebody's got eyes on, but see what we find here then.
I'm waiting for one of the other 3 to say, we?
I'd say, we?
Shit, we want Austin to know we're here. We want to track her down. No better way than making some noise. See who runs first. See which birds fly when you ruffle those feathers.
And you are able to fly after them, Wade? Or do you
Shit,
watch from the
4
ground
horses
and get away?
We got 4 horses and a dog. We can run her down. All that matters is that gold dust. We get that back, we get our $50. Shit. No point going around being nice about things.
Well, let's hope she doesn't muster up a posse for a share of the gold.
Won't be the first posse we've dealt with, Hog?
That's right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you're in the Dusty Spur, guys. You've got some whiskey. You got some bacon on its way. There's the guy behind the bar who's obviously the proprietor. He's got a couple of people working with him.
While we're sitting down at the table, waiting for the bacon to turn up, with the whiskies, as our guys sit down, I just again scope out who's in the tavern, who's in the bar. Is there a card game going on? Is there anyone else we recognise? Is Nelly? I don't think Nelly's in here, but is Nelly here?
You can't see Nelly, no.
Okay. Is there a card game going on anywhere?
No, probably not at the moment. I think probably it's quite early still. People are having breakfast, having a couple of whiskeys, getting over the hangover from the night before. No, there isn't a card game going on at the moment.
When let's say the barman comes over with the bacon, let's ask them some questions then when they come over.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long to bring over some bacon sandwiches. Yeah, the proprietor comes over. He's like, wearing a like an apron tied around the back. It's a bit grubby. He looks quite rough and ready. He comes over, puts down some plates and says, "Enjoy your breakfast, gentlemen." And he turns to walk back to the bar.
Just a sec before you go, is there let's say we're new in town, we want to get into some card games. Where's the best place for them?
You're here to do a bit of gambling, are you? Planning to lose your money to some of the card shops we have in this town? Okay.
Exactly, yeah. Is it this establishment, or would there be others? Where's the bigger prize tables?
Well, we're known to run a few games of poker in here, but if you want the big money, the Emperor Hotel is a good place to go. But no offense there, mister, but going by the looks of you, you'd need to smarten yourself up a little bit before they'd let a man like you, or even a man like me, in there.
I'll tap my foot down off the chair that's opposite where I'm sitting. So my boots, they bang on the floor, and I'll sit forward and look slightly pissed off at just what he said. From inside my jacket, I'll pull out a bag and I'll thud it down onto the table. So it opens slightly, and inside you can see the unmistakable presence of yellow dust, gold dust. And I'll look him straight in the eye and I'll say, "What are you trying to say? That old gold isn't the same colour as everyone else's?" Now, where do the high stakes games get played?
Well, as I said,
Mr. Gold. Where's the gold games?
Well, I don't gamble myself. Like I say, the biggest games would happen at the Emperor. But you better it was just fair warning there, mister. No insult intended. They look down their nose on the likes of you and me, and if you want to lose your money, you might as well just go and put it through the window. Not sure they run a fair game down there.
Now that, I think, is an important question. You don't think they run a fair game down there? Who is they? And in particular, do you know anybody who we should probably keep an eye out for if they're not very fair and just?
Well, Mr. Astor owns the Emperor Hotel, and Mr. Astor is a big man. He's the man in town you don't like to cross. I'm not gonna cause any fuss with him and his folks. They keep to their bit of town, I keep to my bit of town. Yeah, we're all happy.
Now, we're looking for somebody, and I'm quite happy to say that she's probably looking to swindle a few others or work with other swindlers. I hear tell that her brother Austin's already in the boneyard. Now, you wouldn't happen to know where Nelly is these days, would you?
Nelly
Austin.
I haven't seen Nelly Austin in quite some time. Do you want to make a Hawkeye roll?
I do.
I think this could probably be a group Hawkeye roll, actually.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the person with the best dice pool for Hawkeye gets to roll it.
I have 4 total.
I've got
6.
3. Oh, 3.
So Wade, if you've got 6, and you can also gain a die of help from all the others who are watching. So up to maximum of +3. So that's +3 dice.
Awesome. So give me 2 seconds just to get out some other coloured ones. So that's my
And again,
pool.
remember 5 need to be 1 colour for trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, so I get my 3 from Cunning, then I get another 3 on top of my Hawkeye, 2 of which of those are my Troubleful, another 1 because that's my third. Then I've got, how many did you say on top?
+3.
Jesus Christ. This is a handful of dice.
So you get your
Oh,
you get your Hawkeye plus your Cunning +3.
Yeah, fuck me. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 6s, and then a single trouble on the trouble dice.
Okay. You don't. I'm assuming you're not going to push that.
I mean, I'm a gambler.
five,
No, of course I'm not.
5 6s means that you gain a point of faith because it was
Oh, shit.
more than 3
Nice.
successes on the one roll without pushing. He's lying through his teeth. He's lying until the cows come home. He's lying so much his pants are on fire.
So as he goes to turn around, I like grab his forearm and then like pull him so he like on his momentum has to turn around and face us. And in the other hand, the Colt's out. And he's just like, now, I apologize to my friends around the table here for being so forward earlier, but I know a liar and a snake when I see one. You're lying. Where is she? You let us know, and we don't have to go down this road.
Okay. You're intimidating him. He doesn't want to be intimidated. So make a presence roll.
Uh-oh,
I will give you +3 because you've just pulled a gun out, right into his waist kind of thing.
Like, can we help with looking menacing sort of thing?
Now, I think you're probably as surprised about this as I am. So no, I think I'm not going to give him any help from you guys in this instance.
He's been riding in the sun for too long. The sun's gone to his head.
Clearly.
Oh, it's not as good. No 6s and no 1s, so I'm going to push the roll.
Yeah, okay. So re-roll all the dice.
And I spend a save point for that, don't I?
Spend a point of faith. Yep. Re-roll all the dice.
Oh, God. Oh, Papa needs a new cigar. There we go. Okay. We've got 1 6 and 1 1.
Right. So you've got a success with the 6, but trouble is there. So you've got 1 point of trouble. Now you could spend a point of faith to get rid of it, or you could just take the risk that the trouble would be okay.
No, I'll spend the point at this one.
Yeah. Okay. You got 1 success, so he didn't get any successes. So he's he's obviously a bit intimidated, a bit unhappy about the fact that this situation. And he looks down at the gun and he looks back at you and says, "Look, mister, I don't want any trouble. This is my place. These are my people." He says this loudly, and other people are beginning to listen into your conversation. You can call a man a liar and draw a gun on him, but that will come with consequences. And yeah, maybe I am a liar, but pulling a gun on a man in his place isn't the way to win his heart and mind.
I'll reach across and I'll push the gun down away from him. Now, Wade, you may be right that the man's a liar, but we need to remember to behave properly. We are in town now, after all. Why don't you take a seat, mister, and we'll have a more civilized conversation.
Ah, shit. Just when I thought things were going to get fun, Hog, you got to always put a little bit of water in my whiskey. And he, like, puts the gun away, and he's like, please, take a seat. Let's have a civilized conversation.
So just bear with me. I love that quote. So I'm going to write it down so I don't forget it. You've always got to put a little bit of water in my whiskey. That might end up in the book. That so.
Oh yay!
There you go. You can quote Ian Dragonborn Bard for that one.
Wade Hutton instead. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he does sit, and he says, "Look. Okay, I know Nelly. She's a friend of mine. You ain't the first people I've seen looking for her. And I'm, a bit of kindness is what I'm going to show you now, because you haven't showed me much kindness, but I'm going to show you a little bit of kindness and tell you that the 2 men who came in here asking for are Sonny Baker and Sandy Sanderson. And these are 2 names that you know quite well. They are notorious, infamous, ruthless bounty hunters.
Now that
And
is all the information we needed. And where could we find these high-standard gentlemen?
I've no idea, but they're in town. They're not staying here.
I will slide $2 across to him and be like, a tip for the generous bartender. Thank you.
Well, thank you kindly. Have you holstered your gun, Wade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he takes the money and he says, "Enjoy your whiskey, gentlemen, and your breakfast." And he goes back over to the bar.
And I think Wade turns to the other people at the table, smiles at Hog, and then looks to Arturo and Ryder. See, I'm not all bad.
I think, Wade, your bad attitude is going to get us into trouble faster than we want to be. Let's try and keep a lid on it for now.
I will say just half stupid, but I'll say it in Spanish.
I don't think Wade speaks it. He'd probably say something like, "And to you too, my friend," and then like knocks back his whiskey.
Whiskey and bacon for breakfast.
Oh, sorry, I've just been invaded by my guard dog. Hey, girl, you can't stay there, sweetheart.
Come here. Come.
Yours talks.
No, that's my wife.
Right.
She's down here at the moment. So bear with us. Sticky dog, come on.
Come on.
You're in. Off you go, girl. Go on.
Come on.
Go on. Sorry about the interruption. Normal service will be resumed. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, you do see that the proprietor of the bar has gone back over to the bar. He's talking kind of in low tones to a couple of the people who are behind the bar, and they're obviously taking a look, kind of a glance over at you guys. But yeah, not doing anything else.
I guess it's time for us to move on. If we're not the only ones looking for this Nelly, then we have two choices. Keep crawling around trying to find her, but she's probably laying low if she knows she's being followed by someone else, especially professional bounty hunters. Or we find them.
Now, I think that's the way to go.
The bounty hunters. Now, you said we know of them.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of them. Yeah, these are well-known names.
Quite formidable.
Yes. Or they have a formidable reputation. Yeah.
So where to next? Where the two bounty hunters hide out, or where do you hide low? I like the idea of the Emperor Hotel. Go knocking on some doors there, but I'll follow your lead if you want me to batten down the hatches for a while.
Look, if we're dressed the wrong way for an establishment like the Emperor Hotel, then I'm always in the mood for picking up a new hat. But
I don't think they'd let us in.
I know.
Yeah.
Still a reason for getting a new hat. Now, either we find Nelly first, or we find Sonny and Sandy first. What do we want to do?
Well, I mean, we don't have to find her alive. We just have to find the bag of gold.
Let's try and keep her alive for now.
I'd say all roads lead to Sonny and Sandy. But what about you, Hog?
Well, normally I want to avoid bounty hunters at all costs, but yeah, I think finding the bounty hunters will be easier than finding Nelly on her own turf.
Nods to the other two in a sort of suggestive, like, what do you want to do?
just popped in my head Candygram from Mongo. we find yeah, Sonny and Sandy Candygram.
Okay, where do we want to start looking first? Sheriff's office?
I guess so. Hog, you still got that wanted poster on you?
Well,
For us.
how about we
As far
split
as
the
I'm aware.
party? Hog and Wade, you go away from the sheriff's department, and me and Diaz will take out the. Well, we're going to have a look at the sheriff.
Yeah. I want to go to the Emperor Hotel and just sort of sit outside and observe the goings and comings of the people who frequent the establishment to try and assess how far away we are from suitable attire.
I think that's something we can do.
Okay, as you leave the Dusty Spur, you're like getting back to your horses.
Yeah.
From around the side of the saloon, a young man comes running out, and you saw him behind the bar in the Dusty Spur talking to the proprietor, and he comes over and he says, "Look, I can't talk for long, but if you look, you're not here to hurt Nelly, are you? Those bounty hunters will kill her."
We're here to find her and talk with her and stop her from being, shall we say, accosted by parties that would be more interested in retrieving items from a corpse.
Now, Mr. Diaz, Arturo, let's be honest with the boy. He's obviously come with some good intentions after hearing our little tete-a-tete with the bartender right there. It's safe to say that we are looking for Nelly, and that if we get back what she's stolen, we'll leave her alive. But if we find her before the bounty hunters do, she's got more chance of being alive than if they find her. So why don't you tell us what's going on, kid?
I don't know where Nelly is. I've heard that she's back in town, but you know her brother Jimmy,
The one in the boneyard.
Yeah. His wife's still in town. Cherry Austin. She might be able to help you, but you mustn't hurt Nelly. She's a good person.
If you know where Cherry or Nelly might be, could you get a message to them?
Well, Cherry works up at Brown's. She's one of the girls up at Brown's. Brown's is number 5 on the map.
If we would it take back what she's stolen, no trouble, no bloodshed, then we'll be on our merry way.
Well, maybe Cherry might be able to help you, but don't hurt her. There's a lot of people here would be very angry if you hurt her.
Wouldn't hurt anyone.
Stop those bounty hunters, because they will kill her.
Well, he turns to the other guys. We're nice people. We won't hurt somebody unless they antagonize us. But thank you.
He nods and then he runs back around the way he came. He goes outside.
Well, you guys go see the sheriff. We'll go see what attire we need for the Emperor's hotel. And then I guess we meet at Brown's. How's that sound to you boys?
I agree with that. Let's meet up in about an hour.
Try not to shoot anyone, Wade.
That's what the knife's for. And then he clicks in, winks his eye at the dog, and then throws his last piece of bacon for the dog.
The dog readily accepts it on command. And the dog's like, look at it. It's like, yeah.
Tips his hat to you two. Come on then, Hog, let's go. And he'll start making his way off to
You're going up to the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a little. It's not too far away. A little further into town. Okay, let's come back to Mohei and Arturo then. What are you guys doing?
We're gonna head over to the sheriff. Which
Would
is just down road
would
from
the
where we
bounty
are.
hunters have a writ here and have to check in with the law, or do they work outside of the law?
Yeah, no, they would quite happily just come and do their thing.
Yeah, so it's not it's not like they have to sort of check in or have credentials as such.
Nope, absolutely not.
The sheriff office is just down the road from where we are at the moment. So
yeah,
I'll unhitch the horse, but I won't ride the horse down the road. I'll just walk it down. He's taking a lot of weight with the journey across. So Diaz, if you're coming with me, we'll walk the horses down to the sheriff's office and then go into the sheriff's office to see who's there, who we can talk to. So I'll walk straight in.
Yeah, there's a sheriff and a deputy, and they're just they're drinking coffee, not doing much so far this morning, and they look up when you come in.
That's fine. Officers, good morning to you.
And they say good morning to you, stranger.
Sheriff.
How can I help you?
Well, I'm hoping you can help. We're looking for a friend of ours, Nelly Austin, but we've been told that there are two bounty hunter gentlemen may have got the wrong idea about her. Their names are Sonny Baker and Sandy Sanderson. Do you know of those two?
Oh, yeah. Who hasn't?
So I believe that they are in town and they won't take too kindly if they find Nelly Austin. I'm hoping maybe you could get word to her or tell me where she is so I can go and have a quick chat.
Well, yeah, obviously I know of Nelly. I mean, but I haven't seen her in weeks. Yeah, she. Don't know. Have you spoken to her sister-in-law? Have you spoken to Cherry?
Cherry, we have. We've just come from Cherry. Actually, she met us down at the Dusty Spur. We heard of her down at the Dusty Spur.
I mean, if Nelly's in town, then I suspect Cherry will know about it. So it's been, it's been a hard time since Jimmy died. We all love Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy was a good guy.
Is Cherry? Do you know if she's still over at Brown's?
Well, she was yesterday.
Okay.
How did Jimmy die?
He some disease. He took ill, and a couple of days later, he was done and dusted. 6 months ago now, maybe that was.
Okay. I'm looking around the sheriff's office. Is there any kind of the usual wanted posters, anything like that? Anything out of the ordinary?
We're looking for Wade.
Is there pictures of Wade and Hog?
Yeah.
There aren't pictures of Wade and Hog. I'll just say that. There's the usual stuff. I mean, there's a couple of wanted posters nobody you've heard of or recognize. So nothing out of the ordinary there.
Okay. Well, that's it, gentlemen. I just wanted to make you aware of the situation.
He says, and these bounty hunters, you say, Baker and Sanderson, they're looking for Nelly?
That's right, yes.
And why, what reason, what business would they have with Nelly?
We're not entirely sure. We've come over this way just to find Nelly, but we've been told that the bounty hunters are also looking for her. Well, we don't exactly know why, but we're not bounty hunters.
She's done nothing wrong as far as I know. No reason why any bounty hunter should be out after her.
Okay.
I think they might be under the impression she has something of value.
Oh, okay. What thing of value
That's all
would
we
that
know.
be? And where did you find that that information from?
I was talk at the bar.
Okay.
Concerned.
And
fellow.
you're trying to find Nelly for what reason?
Make sure she stays safe. She was traveling with us a little way back.
Okay. So you've seen her recently then, have you?
No, we haven't seen her for, I guess, quite a few weeks as well.
Okay. And where did you last see her?
Well, we come down from the Palison camp.
Okay. Don't know about that. Okay. Well, I'll keep my eye open for her. If you need any help, then obviously just come down here and ask for Sheriff Toomey. And
Sheriff Toomey. Okay. Thank you. We'll be on our way.
good day to you, gentlemen.
Tip the hat. And yeah, just walk back out. Yeah.
Okay. The Emperor Hotel.
I think we are sat opposite it if there's like somewhere where we can sit down, or maybe like stood by, like an alley like beside two buildings, and we're just like probably discussing Wade's hot-headedness and Marion being like, you gotta cool it, you gotta fucking chill, because you can't
You've been
keep
in town
doing
an hour and you've drawn your gun twice, you know.
yeah, exactly. And I think like as a camera would cut in, Wade would be like, oh shit, Hog, I don't mean to upset you, I want to get the job done quick, you know. That's $50 in each of our pockets. And then like we look across and like see, I think Hog wanted to take in what everybody was wearing and what kind of establishment it is, building size, windows, who's coming and going, and we'd be there for like an hour just taking it all in.
Yeah. So it's a pretty big building. It's very nicely appointed. It's obviously wealth written all over it. You've probably heard of the guy Astor, and he's quite a big businessman, sort of sometime politician, although he's never run for anything, but he moves in all the right circles. There's like well-dressed heavies kind of around the door. The clientele is several cuts above your sort, we should say.
Nobody getting like thrown out or like dusted as they like have lost all their money or tried to cheat or anything like that.
No, you don't see anything like that in kind of the hour there. It's still quite early. It's still sort of like mid-morning. So people are coming and going about their business. But if you try to go in, you get the sense that you would be quite closely questioned over to what your business was in the Emperor Hotel.
And do we see anybody like running up to be like, hey, I really need to speak to like to a star and be like, you know, there are new people in town or bounty. Like, do I get a sense that there's anybody who's like obviously here to like relay information rather than just coming and going?
In the hour that you're watching, no, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. It all looks quite entirely ordinary to you.
I think he would like spit on the ground. He's like, after an hour, he's like, well, everyone's dressed real nice. Didn't see anything else, did we? Why don't we go find the boys, go to Brown's, see what the ladies in this town are like?
Cool.
Yeah, we'll meet you over at Brown's.
Right, so Brown's is on the other side of town. The town isn't that big, so it's not that far away. Up in kind of the northeast corner of the town. It kind of sits in quite a sort of open area. It's a bit shabby. It's mutton dressed as lamb is kind of the best expression that comes to mind when you see the place. But it's got like sort of red drapes at the windows, and it's a bordello.
Can we keep the scope out as well for if we're being followed at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that would be a Hawkeye roll.
Do we? Well, would we do a group one or?
I think if you're all watching out, you probably could do that. So the person with the best Hawkeye would make the roll.
I've got
I
0.
am 3.
I've got a total of 6.
3.
Yeah, so I think it was Wade last time, wasn't it?
Right, so and I get an extra 3 on top of that for people helping out, don't I?
Yep.
Yep.
One per person to a maximum of 3.
That's 9 dice, 6 of which are like trouble dice. Okay, that's 2 6s and then 3 1s on the trouble dice.
Okay, so the 1s don't apply unless you push. So you're okay as long as you don't push.
Should I push? I asked the boys. No, 2 6s, we're fine.
You're pretty confident that you're not being tailed. As far as you can tell, it's quite busy. There's a lot of little alleyways, a lot of little streets. But as far as you can tell, you're pretty confident you're not being followed.
And I think it's because Arturo's the one that's like watching out mainly. He like turns around and looks at him. He's like, "You're really jumpy, you know. A little scuffle here and there. These places see it all the time. You're fine. Nobody's watching us right now. Shit, enjoy the day."
Cool. Yeah. So you get to Browns. You can see the place is, it's reasonably busy. It's not rammed with people, but it's got clientele going in and out, and people drinking in the saloon bar there. And
I presume you would like to go softly on this one.
If it wouldn't be so hard, Wade.
I stay my hand, sir.
Okay, the place is, it's not super busy. It's a bit, it's got a few people in there. It's a bit, it's the low end of the market, as it were. There's a proprietor, and when you come in, you get a cheerful, good morning, gentlemen. Come in. I'm Anthony Brown. You're new faces. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before. And this guy is a very tall African American, pretty well dressed actually. Not quite well dressed enough to get into the Emperor, but a lot better dressed than you guys. Yep. And he's big, chunky, but he's very genial and very friendly. And he's saying,
nice, Senor Brown. We've not been here before. Round of drinks for my friends and I.
Oh, be my pleasure. And he clicks his fingers, and one of the guys behind the bar pulls up a bottle and some glasses of whiskey. Starts pouring.
We've also been told to look out for a friendly face. Is Cherry on working today?
There's only friendly faces here, my friend. There's nothing but friendly faces. Cherry. Okay, you've heard of Cherry. Well, Cherry, she's a very, very lovely girl, wonderful woman. Been working here for a while. I'm sure she'll have time to make your acquaintance.
Send her on over when you can.
I surely will. And he goes back behind the bar. And, okay.
What about any of your new girls? Anybody fresh in town? Anybody who might be looking to earn a couple of extra bucks today?
No, nobody new. We're a well established, a well set up establishment. Everyone's been working here for a long time now, so we're good at what we do. We provide entertainment. We provide relaxation for hardworking cowboys and hardworking soldiers who've got nothing else to do while kicking their heels. So it's great to have you here, guys. It's a real pleasure.
Well, we're here to kick our heels, ain't that right, boys?
And let's kick them indeed.
Okay, a few minutes later, a woman starts coming over. She's nicely dressed. Again, this place is a bit seedy, so it's not the best clothing. A little bit dirty, perhaps. and she comes over and she says, good morning, fellas. It's a pleasure to see you. I'm Cherry. How can I make your day today? You do see that behind her bonhomie, behind her happy demeanor, her eyes look quite drawn. She looks very tired. She's definitely forcing the bonhomie and the good cheer. She looks exhausted, actually.
Take a seat, have a drink, and speak your mind.
What would you like me to say? And she does sit down and she takes a drink.
Yeah.
And she
I'll wait till she knocks it back. You can let us know where your sister is and what's been bothering you.
My sister. I don't have a sister.
Sorry, sister-in-law.
Yeah. Nelly. You're talking about Nelly. I haven't seen Nelly in some time. You can make a group Hawkeye roll if you want.
So
I don't think I'll force you to because it's quite clear that she's lying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go on,
I
mate.
mean that's like 4 6s and 2 1s.
Okay, well you gain a point of faith for 4 6s on one roll.
Hey.
I can do that.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
Cherry,
I'm back up to 2.
If you can, just imagine for a moment that we are friends. We are on your side. There are 2 other men who are looking for your sister-in-law, looking for Nelly. Those 2 won't be as favourable or as nice and polite as what we will be. They are 2 bounty hunters, and they will shoot first and ask questions later. In fact, they're not even concerned about asking questions.
Sammy and Sammy are on her tail.
Pardon?
I said Sunny and Sammy are on her tail.
We are trying to get to Nelly first so that we can help her, protect her. If you're willing to help us. I know it's taken a big chance on us. You don't know us. But believe me, these other 2 men, they will stop at nothing to get to her.
I've heard of Sunny and Sandy. I've read about them in the paper. Who are you, and why are you trying to be helpful?
I'm Ryder. This is Diaz. This is Wade. This is Hog.
And to say that we are looking for her best interest is interesting. The 2 fellas here that are being very nice are lovely gentlemen who are being very honest. Now, to say that I wouldn't mind a crack at Sandy and his partner,
Sunny.
let's say I'm not too bothered who gets in the middle, but we can help.
And why are they after her?
I can only imagine that we have been sent from the Patterson camp, and Nelly, as you know, was at the Patterson camp. But I'm assuming that the big boss has also acquired the services of 2 bounty hunters. Maybe it's to take the same thing back. Maybe it's for someone else. I don't know.
To be clear,
maybe
she's a thief.
I can't believe Nelly would steal.
Now, you say that like you know a person, and you don't know a person until you put a bag of gold dust in front of them. And most of them, their hand will not stay. It'll tremble, and it'll take it if they're given the opportunity. People, women fall on hard times all the time out here in the frontier. I'm telling you now, she took it. These 2 fellas are a lot kinder than we are. but we're also all a lot. We're not going to shoot first like them two bounty hunters. We're after the gold to take it back to the Patterson camp. However, as I said before, I'm not unaccustomed to taking on two people who think they're harder than nails.
I don't want Nelly to get hurt.
Can I utilize my authority talent to sort of in the talking, do like a presence check to sort of sway and get her to trust me?
You certainly can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Do I get any bonus from the folks with me? Presence.
So you're trying to demonstrate your authority to. You're not intimidating her. You're trying to make her trust you.
Yeah.
So I think probably
Just
not
that's just not on me
to the others.
Okay.
Because I think Ryder probably could, as long as his dog doesn't growl.
Yeah, he's acting cute. He's doing the whole puppy dog eyes.
I think Wade, you've been quite intimidating in your approach.
Yeah.
So
Wade's on back up.
Yeah.
Okay, that is 4 6s but 2 1s.
Okay, the ones don't count unless you push, and obviously only if they're on trouble dice.
1 is.
Okay, but you probably don't need to push with 4 successes.
Can I spend a faith point to expunge the trouble?
So you don't need to.
Don't need to.
The trouble only applies after you push the roll.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah. But 4 successes is an epic success. You gain a point of faith because that's so good. Yeah, she got 1 success, so you've kind of convinced her and kind of won her trust somehow. And she says, "All right, I'll tell you, if you just go and help her and protect her, don't hurt her. But she's at the Dusty Spur. She's got a room at the Dusty Spur.
Motherfuckers.
That's where she's staying. She arrived a couple of days ago, or yesterday morning even, I think it was. But yeah, please keep her safe.
If she's hiding, is there anything we can say to her that will get her to trust us? Can you get a message to her?
Yes, I can get a message to her. I can. My son could run and take a message.
I describe the lad.
Yeah.
Describe him.
I'll describe the little lad that talked to us. Is that him?
No, that's not. No. No, that lad was an adult. He was probably 18. This her son is 14. Yeah, she says, yeah, I'll get Michael, and he can run and take a message.
We'll go and take a table at the Spurs, and we'll even take a room if we need to.
Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't come in full circle already, boys.
And Cherry, that's thank you for trusting us about Nelly, and just to, as Diaz already said when you first came over, is there anything troubling you?
There's always things troubling me.
Is there anything we can do to help, or is this about Nelly?
It's just life. Life is hard since Jimmy died. Michael and I are scrabbling to survive. I wouldn't be doing this job if I didn't have to. It's the best way for me to earn money so we can get out of this place and go somewhere else.
Don't suppose that would be a reason that Nelly would steal, would it?
Nelly loved Jimmy. Nelly loves me and Michael. It's possible.
She probably just wants the best for you.
She's always wanted the best for us. But look, if these people are here and they're dangerous, let me go and find Michael straight away and
Please
get
do.
that
As quick
message.
as you can.
And she grabs up, she takes another whiskey, takes it down, and she runs off.
Cool. Can I pause just for a quick mechanic
Yes.
question? So on the character sheet, above the faith points box, there's a faith box. And on mine, it says, get others to trust me and draw strength from those around me. What does that mean?
Okay, so that is your character's faith. It's a role-playing element that defines where your faith points come from. I think in this situation, I would award you a point of faith for having done such a good job in getting her to trust you.
So my interpretation of it was correct. Then I was just sort of trying to sort of play into that. So that's
absolutely right. Absolutely. Yep. But yeah, she runs off. She says a quick word to Anthony at the bar, and he's like, "Go, go, go!" And she runs off out the door.
I say we head on over to the Spurs then, boys.
Yep, back to the Spurs.
Question is, would she have run off earlier after our appearance there, or do you think she's still there?
I would hope she's still there because I think she knows that when the mole pokes its head out of the old hole, there's always a shovel waiting.
Now you're talking my language. Hog, let's go.
I think we need to keep our eyes open because I reckon if we found her, the bounty hunters surely must.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for them. And can I, as we're moving down, make a Hawkeye check with using the group for keep an eye out for Sonny and Sandy, please?
You may. You probably have never met them, but you've probably seen their picture either in a newspaper or maybe on a wanted poster back in the day. So I'll let you do that, but I'll give you minus 3 dice. So basically, I'm going to counteract your group help because you don't really know what they look like.
I was going to say we probably wouldn't know what to look out for, but obviously you guys being in trouble would know the aura to look for.
No successes, no ones.
Okay, so you can't see them in and around the town.
No, and I'm not going to push.
Okay. So you're heading on back to the Dusty Spur, yeah?
Yeah. Shit, yeah, we are.
Okay, Steve, do you need bringing up to speed?
It's all right. I'll ask questions as I go along.
Okay, cool.
We've just finished at Brown's, the bordello, and we're just taking our horses back. We believe Nelly's got a room at the Dusty Spur.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you get back to the Dusty Spur. Takes you maybe 10 minutes, 15 at most to walk across town to get there. Yeah, so you taking the same table again, or what are you doing?
Yeah, if it's available, we'll jog everybody's memories who was there earlier.
You think coming in, the proprietor again sees you and goes, "Morning again, fellas."
I think at this point, he would turn to Hog, like, "I'll wait by the door, make sure nobody's gonna run in here if you guys want to ask the questions softly this time. And I'll stay by the saloon doors, just keeping an eye out outside."
What's the owner's name? What's the barkeep's name?
I don't think you asked at the Dusty Spur.
I'll go over to the bar and ask the barman.
Before you do that, sorry, can I ask a question? When I left, somebody had come from round the back of the bar and spoke to us. So can I guess that there is a rear entrance to the place?
Yeah, there'll be like a kitchen back door kind of thing.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I will leave the bar and I will go round the back. So if Wade is watching the front, I will watch the back in case anybody decides to try and make an exit. We've got both entrance and exit covered, and I'll let Mo and Arturo ask the questions because they're probably a little bit better at gentle persuasion and diplomacy than I am.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
You holler real loud if there's any trouble now, Pog.
You'll hear a bang.
Okay, Mohe,
Yeah.
were you talking to the proprietor then?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Are you asking his name?
I'm going to introduce myself. Look, my name's Ryder. You know who was in here earlier.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ryder. I'm Art. Art Albany.
Thank you, Art. Now we was in here earlier looking for Nelly. We've been around town and we've been over to Brown's. We've spoken with Anthony over there, and we've spoken to Cherry directly. Cherry's her sister-in-law. I believe you know her.
Yeah, I know Cherry. She's
Okay.
she's a good woman.
You may believe us or not, but we are trying to help Nelly. We're trying to help Cherry and her son Michael as best we can. There are two men that we believe are looking for Nelly, who mean to do her harm, who will not be as kind to her as we will be. That is Sonny Baker and Sandy Sanderson. So before we open up here, do you know if they're already here? Because I believe that Nelly has a room here.
Can you make a presence roll, please?
Okay. Where are we? Present.
Or performing, depending on if you're trying to persuade or intimidate.
I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm trying to act to his better nature. If that
So
helps.
that'll be performing a role instead then, yeah.
Okay, so performing, I've only got 3. Can I add anything else to that?
Okay.
It's just 3 trouble dice.
Probably not, no.
I got 1 6.
Okay. He looks, you can see he kind of goes a bit white and he looks a bit worried, and he kind of looks over because he knows that Wade is at the door, and that it was a quick draw kind of thing. And he says, "Look, mister, I didn't know who the hell you were. I wasn't going to tell anyone anything to help.
I understand.
Yeah, that might hurt Nelly without knowing a darn sight more about your motives. But yeah, Nelly has a room. Yeah.
Which number?
7.
Okay. I'm going to say nicely.
He reaches up. So there's a little counter behind the thing, and he reaches in, and he comes out, and he gives you, says, "Save you breaking the door. This key will open it."
Okay. Thank you, Art. I'm going to take a peek around, see what I find, and I'll be back. I'll look over at Diaz. If you're at the table, I'll give a nod.
I'm with you, so I'll head over with you.
Okay. Yep.
Nod at Wade and Hog as well, just sort of so they're all right where they are.
Nods back.
We'll make our way
Keeps looking out the
upstairs.
front.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So there's a set of steps that goes up to the upper level. There's a little sort of upper level balcony, and off that there's corridors and rooms. And one of the corridors leads down to room 7, which is a very small room.
Okay.
The key works if you try it in the lock.
Yep, I'll stand. I don't want to stand in front of the door. I'm going to stand to the side of the door. Put the key in. We'll look.
I've seen
downstairs.
these shotguns.
Yeah, look downstairs and see what's going on, and then I'll open the door and open it wide. Push it open wide first, and then I'll take a look inside.
Yeah. There's nobody in there, but the room
is it a
mess.
tidy room? Oh, it's a mess. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a fair few personal effects lying around. But it looks like a mess.
Is there any blood stains? Is there any blood liquids on the smashed glass, that kind of thing? If it's a mess, it's been either raided or she's been kidnapped, struggled,
Packing
that kind of
quickly.
thing. Yeah.
You can't see any blood. There is a gun sat on the bed, just lying there, out of a holster, no holster or anything, just a pistol.
Yeah.
There are no saddlebags, anything like that. There is lying on the floor what appears to be a journal, like a leather-bound journal.
Okay. I'll pick that up. I'll drop that onto the bed next to the gun. Is there clothes hanging up?
There are clothes left, sort of strewn around. Yeah.
Okay.
Not many. There's yeah.
So I don't think that she's packed in a hurry, kind of thing. But if we're leaving her clothes behind, I don't think she's packed luggage, and obviously leaving a gun behind.
Yeah.
Can I grab the gun? I just want to check to see if it's loaded and give it a quick sniff to see if it's been fired recently.
It's loaded. It doesn't appear to have been fired recently. It's
No rounds missing.
No, fully loaded.
I'm going to take that if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have an
Colt 45.
Is there an ensuite bathroom kind of thing?
No,
It's just a room.
There's a
It's
piss
just
pot in the corner.
Yeah.
This is Albuquerque, 1873. I don't think you get too many ensuite in the Dusty Spur.
Is a tin bath behind the curtain?
There's no tin bath behind the curtain. No, there is a piss pot and a water jug on the in the room.
Just don't get confused.
Hey, let's not kink shame.
All right. Look, Diaz, she's obviously not here, but is this a sign of a struggle, do you think?
Could be. Pick the journal up. Can I read it?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a journal with scribbled entries in it. It goes back several weeks. The last entry reads, "I've finally done the right thing by Jimmy, and Cherry and Michael will be okay. Maybe Jimmy will forgive me now. Time for me to skip out of town and maybe take those bounty hunters with me. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to meet up with Cherry and the boy in the future if the good Lord is willing." And that's the last entry.
Does it have a date?
I'll read it out loud to Maho.
Is there a date on that? Is that like several days ago? Is it today?
I don't think there's a date on that, but it's
Okay. It's a notebook journal, not like a diary or she
Yeah,
hasn't put
yeah, it's-
whatever date on it.
no. It's just a book that is then used as a journal. Yeah.
I think that Diaz, the fact that she left a gun behind and her journal.
She's been pinched.
Yeah.
Okay, can I? I don't think I'd need this actually. So Marion and Wade, you can hear down on the street the sounds of a young voice running towards the Dusty Spur, shouting, "Help! Help! Help! Help!"
Wade, are they coming around the front? Are they coming around the back? Who are they going to encounter?
So
first?
this is running down the street. So they're going to come to the front first.
I'll
like-
make my way round from the back to the front.
Yeah.
And you
And as the
see
kid approaches,
you can
he
see a young
just,
boy.
grabs him.
So he's trying to run straight into the thing. So
I'll stop him there. Like full on, like grab him by the chest, massive hand, just be like, "Where's the fire, kid?"
he says, "I need to find Nelly. I need to find Nelly. They've got my mum. They're going to kill her."
Well, we need to find Nelly too. And who's got your ma? You're a bit too
They've
young to be
done them,
drinking.
the bounty hunters. And he
Like,
tries
he's
to push
like-
past you, and he shouts, Mr. Albany, come and help.
Don't worry, kid. And then he gives like a big, like loud whistle, which Hog would know is like the I'm going to need you, partner kind of whistle
Avengers
that he would
Assemble.
give. Yeah. And he just,
Regulators, regulate.
if he would just shout back to the bartenders. I was like, seems like we're here to help after all. Let the boys upstairs know that we're going to go find Cherry.
So I stepped round from the alleyway, just finishing putting 2 shells into the shotgun, and then do the old flick of the wrist to close it. And I give Wade that look. That means we're ready for business.
Cool.
Yeah, and he pulls out the Colt, and it's just like, seems like the bounty hunter's got the Cherry first. We'll have to go make our acquaintances.
Where are we
Okay,
headed,
yeah.
boy?
Up at Brown's.
My dog's just having some water.
It sounds like an army of ducks walking along.
well, hey, down, boy. That's enough.
Thirsty fella.
Okay, yeah. Arturo and Mohei, you can probably hear all of this, or at least hear the commotion.
We definitely hear the whistle anyway.
Yeah,
So
and the whistle,
we'll
yeah.
go back out onto the balcony, look down into the bar area. We see that the kid and Wade chatting away. We hear that.
Yeah, and he turns to you
we'll
like,
head
seems like our bounty hunter friends have made acquaintances with Cherry. Looks like we're heading back to Brown's, boys.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah. Are you jumping on your horses for this? I guess.
Yes, for this one, yeah. Well,
And getting there as fast as you can.
yep.
Okay, I will want animal handling rolls from each of you, please, just to see how
Okay.
badly you screw up as you're running through the busy streets.
I've got 6 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, damn.
I get a +1 bonus, riding bonus, because my American quarter is easy to ride.
So do
Yeah,
I.
same.
Yes. Yep.
No, I don't. I get no bonuses.
Uh,
I've got no successes and 2 1s.
2 1s,
Okay.
1 success.
2 successes.
Okay, if you've got any successes, you're fine. If you don't have any successes, are you going to push that, Mohei?
I'm going to push because I've got a failure, and that's it.
Right, okay. Is that on a trouble die?
That's on a trouble die.
Right, so it's 1 point of faith to push. And if you want to buy off that trouble die, that costs another point of faith, and you can then re-roll that die. Otherwise, that 1 remains.
I will spend 2 faith to re-roll and expunge.
Yep.
1 6. And 5s don't matter, do they?
No, just 6s and 1s.
1 6 then.
Okay, yeah, you're okay. It feels a bit dodgy. You almost run a couple of old ladies down as you're riding through the street, but you manage to avoid them.
And I'm
stacked
following
like
Diaz.
boxes.
So as the old granny jumps out of the way, she's like, "Oh shit!" No,
You
follow my
trampler.
horse. Yeah.
So Mohei, are
Okay.
you pushing?
So yeah, I've got a 1 on the normal dice and 1 on the troubled dice. So
Yep.
I
So
could
you've got
use-
1 trouble at the moment.
Yep. So I could do 2 faith to get to re-roll the troubled 1.
Yep. You one faith to do the push generally, and
Yep.
1 to buy off the trouble, which you
Right.
can then re-roll.
That's fine. It's a 5. I got rid of that.
But yeah, so you then re-roll everything as you would then.
Yeah.
So re-roll all the dice as a normal push. Any 1s on the trouble dice you end up with now obviously will apply unless you buy them off as well.
I got 3 6s and no 1s,
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
and you
Faith
get
back
a
as
faith
well.
back.
and I got my point back. There we go. Back where I started. Fantastic.
Woohoo.
Okay, cool. So put the map up for a moment, if you wouldn't
Yep.
mind, Dave.
Let's do that.
We'll just
Sure.
get the map on the area of Browns.
Brown's up here.
Yep. So you guys come, I guess the closest road, you probably ride up along this street here
Yeah.
and then come through that gap. And in that opening, in that open space, you can see there's a lot of people gathered. There are, they're kind of gathered in a circle. In the middle of the circle, you've got 2 men who are guns drawn, looking with a woman, and basically demanding, kind of not beating the shit out of her, but they're treating her very harshly. And this is Cherry, and they're saying, "Tell us what we want to know, and you can go about your business, lady." But they've kind of got hold of her like an arm each, and nobody else in the crowd is getting close enough to intervene. These two men look pretty grim and gruff, and like they know what they're doing.
Go,
Can we go? Can I send my dog straight in to attack one of the men?
You can.
Okay, so I'm going to basically, as we arrive, I'm going to jump off the horse, pull out my gun ready. So that's a Spencer carbine.
Yeah.
But I will order my dog to attack.
Right. Okay. So I think we will draw initiative.
Yeah.
But I think you can all dismount. And
I
then
don't
you can order
want my horse to get shot.
and then you can order. I think your dog can be running.
Yeah.
As initiative happens. Okay, then. So, Mohei, let's find the camera. You are on 10 of spades. 10. Marion, you are on. Oh, is that an ace? No, it's a king.
So.
No, that's a king, which is good. King of spades. Arturo, you are on. That's a jack of spades. I really should use my normal ones because I can't really see what's going on with these ones. Wade, you are on 9 of hearts. They are going on. Where's the camera? There it is. 6 of hearts. So you guys all get to go first.
Cool.
Easy.
Okay, so King of Spades, Marion, you get to act first.
Okay, so I dismount, making sure I've got the shotgun with me, and I would like to. There's a crowd around, whether they're doing anything or not. There's a crowd, so I would like to sneak around the edge of the crowd and move into a sort of a position behind them if I can. So, do you want to make a sneak roll? Or a hide roll?
So in this game, it will be move.
Yeah.
So I think I would make you make a move roll, but I'll give you +3 dice because you are doing it behind a big crowd, so it's going to be difficult for them to follow or track you. But you're also on the other side of the crowd, so you have to spend a move action to get in front of the crowd before you start shooting.
Yeah. That's fine. So all those dice, I've got 1 success, but still a success.
Okay. Yep, so you manage that. Okay. Arturo, you're next.
Not as obviously cunningly as Marion. I do want to use the crowd to be able to move up to get closer to them.
So yeah, I mean, obviously the crowd isn't around them. There's a big gap. There's like a clearing that they're in the middle of because the crowd are watching, but they're staying far enough away to stay out of the action.
It's like a playground fight. Fight. Yeah, it's like forming a circle, moving out.
Except the people are quite a lot further away than a playground fight. Yeah, because guns might go off here.
Okay.
So what you're go on.
Can I hold my turn to see what Wade does?
Or
hold my action.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you do that. Yeah.
If there's no sort of thing for it, then I'll choose a course of action. It was just a case of how the mechanics work.
So in the mechanics, there isn't a specific holding your action option, because then everyone just holds their action until everyone else has done something, and you end up in a perpetual loop of holding your action.
So that's fine.
What you can do is go into Overwatch.
Okay.
And so Overwatch can be, it's normally I aim at that door, and when somebody comes through the door, I shoot. That kind of thing. You could do it to be, I'm watching Wade, and if Wade tries to shoot an innocent person, I'm going to hit him on the head first or something.
It's more of a case of I'm going to wait till Wade shoots, and then I'm going to shoot too.
Right. Okay. In which case, probably not in that sense. Then, so I think what you could do is you could aim.
I will draw my gun and I will aim.
But you need to get through the crowd. So you'll need a move action to get to the edge of the crowd, unless you're going to shoot through the crowd, which is going to be very difficult.
I'll move to the edge and then I'll draw my gun to aim to just be there, sort of dropper.
Yeah. So there's 2 men there and Cherry, obviously. Did you want to aim at bad guy 1 or bad guy 2? Because
Cherry.
Does either of the bad guys have do either of the bad guys have a beard?
I think they both have a beard.
Okay. So
hang on. One of them's got hang on. One of them has got a much bushier beard than the other one.
Okay.
Big bushy beard.
I'll aim for the bushy bearded fellow then.
Okay. That's bushy beard. Put that down so I don't forget. Excellent. Okay, cool.
And I'll just call out drop the girl.
Yep. Okay, Mohei. So your dog is
the fast action is the
running so the dog is running through the crowd and is closing with the bad guys.
Yeah.
Which one
the
of
bad
you set
guys
him
on? The one
So
on the
this
left.
Okay.
Not ZZ Top.
Yeah. The other one is he? Do they have weapons out, or are they just beating her? And, all right.
They've got their guns drawn. Yeah.
Right. So I will command the dog to attack the weapon arm. Like when you see like police dogs, they attack the arm with a weapon to keep that down. And as I'm walking towards them in plain sight, I'm not going to use the crowd for cover. I will pull off my the Spencer carbine rifle, and I'll hold it and I'll cock it, and I'll shout out to him. The one who's been attacked by the dog, I'll shout out to him, stand down, last warning.
Okay, yeah. So the dog will close with him next round, but the dog is basically charging towards him, growling. Yeah. Wade, you get a fast action and a slow action.
So that does change what Wade was going to do slightly if he's shouting stand down. Because Wade is currently full bucking it on the horse through the crowd, trying to get people to move towards the bad guys. He was going to run one of them down if he could.
Okay, you can try that. Well, it would be a animal handling roll. So it would be basically 2 move actions. It'd be an animal handling roll to get through the crowd without either falling off the horse or killing somebody, and then an animal handling roll against their move if they choose to try and dodge out of the way of you trying to run them down. But being on a horse, you could close.
Yeah, Wade's so hot-headed. I think he would try and. So I assume that they're basically beating her and pushing her between each other. So there's a moment where they're not. I'm not going to run her down, basically.
Unless you get some horrible trouble dice results, then no, you can certainly give it a try. Yeah,
Wade's too hot-headed not to do this. So it's an animal handling twice over, you said.
Yep. So the first animal handling roll is for your move to close, but that is getting through the crowd.
Yeah.
So that's going to be difficult. I'm going to give you -2 dice for that.
Oh, okay.
Because
I will
the
re-roll
crowd
that
are
then
all
because I just rolled them.
Oh, sorry, because the crowd are screaming at you or screaming in front of you.
A 2 on the dice, so no success, no failure. So I guess I'm pushing that.
Okay, you've only got 1 die left, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's the cost 1 faith to push.
Yep. It's a 4.
Okay, so you failed. So basically, you haven't killed anybody, but your horse has bucked and stopped as you've got to the crowd. As the crowd are falling over in front of you, so you haven't closed with them. Your horse has stopped, but you do have another action. You have got a slow action, but you haven't closed with them close enough to try to run them over. People are now screaming even more and running, trying to run from your horse.
Yeah, I guess he will. Yeah, he's just get out of the way. But then it's just oh, fuck, and then has to jump down off his horse, and then we'll just walk up Colt drawn. He's drop the girl.
Okay, so you can dismount and I think it's fine. You've got your gun drawn already by the time you get there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's their action on 6s. Sandy, who is the one with the big beard, sees your dog coming and is going to shoot the dog.
Oh,
Dead man
He can
walking.
pick dying first.
yeah.
So he gets...
We're all
Shot
dog
in the
lovers here.
Yeah, me too. Killing the dog is not always something I want to do. So he gets 6 dice, plus he gets the
Could go
bonus
John
for
Wick,
this
yeah.
for his gun, and he's going to aim. So he's using both his actions. So basically, he's been pushing Cherry around, and he sees you, and he looks over, and he just takes his gun out, aims, and fires at the dog. Okay, so he's got 2 successes.
Oof.
That's great.
Now the damage on the dog is 2.
Yeah.
So Wahaya will take 1 point off his grit and 1 point off his quick. So the first point would come off quick, the second point would come off grit. So in this game, you when you do your roll, you base your attribute dice on your current score, not the total score.
Yeah.
So if he gets to attack, he'll be doing it with fewer dice. But
Okay.
He does crit. Now, the slight disadvantage with doing this is I've got to find the animal crit rules. So you have to bear with me. I think it's there.
Excuse me.
Okay. So, did you want to roll D66 for the critical effect on poor old Wahaya?
Yes. So what am I rolling?
So, D66. So it's 2 D6 with different colours. Decide beforehand which one is your tens dice and which one is your units dice, and tell me what the score is.
Okay. Black is tens. Blue is unit. Black is 1. Blue is 5. So
Okay.
15.
Okay, yeah. So he's hurt and he's in a lot of pain because of the shot. He's not mortally wounded, but he turns from the pain and flees.
Okay.
Flees the fight. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. But that is Sanderson's actions. Sonny Baker. So I think 2 of you have come in. You've both spoken. I think let's just roll the dice here. 1, 2, 3 for Mohei, 4, 5, 6 for Wade. Mohei. So Sonny brings his gun up and is aiming at you.
Yeah.
And he says, "This ain't your fight, mister. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sonny Baker, and I've killed more men like you than I've had women like this. So stand down before I kill you." So the next round, we draw initiative again. So Dave, you are on 4 this time.
Okay.
Steve, you are on 8.
Thank you.
Arturo, you are on. Is that a king again? Yep.
Yeah.
And Wade, you are on Ace. Ace is high.
Hey.
And then they go on 9s. So Ace is high. Wade, your action.
Yeah. Straight up, just trying and headshot big bushy beard boy.
Okay.
So I'll aim.
So if you want to do a cooled shot, that's -3 dice.
Okay.
If you aim, you reduce that negative to -2.
Okay. So what I'm going off attribute, which is
it'll be quick for shooting.
yeah, so that's 4 dice on that one, and then I get +2 for my attacks, so that's 6. Then I'm minusing 2, did you say?
Minusing 2 for the cold shot for the head, yeah.
Yeah. And do I get anything extra for the aim? Sorry.
So it would have been -3. So the aim gives you +1 in this occasion.
Cool.
So there's
Minus
a slight wrinkle in the rules whereby normally aiming at a full body would give you +2 dice to hit. Aiming at a specific location when you're doing a called shot only gives you +1.
Yeah.
So your -3 for the called shot becomes -2 instead.
Yeah. Okay.
But your weapon also, your Colt 45 gives you an attack bonus of +2 as well.
Okay, so I'm up to 6. Right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the troll dice and +1. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's 2 6s.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's a hit.
And
that does 3 points of damage, I think, for the Colt 45. Is that right?
It does indeed. And it crits on 1.
It crits on 1, so he takes 2 on there, and he takes 1 on there. Okay, so because you've done a called shot, the 10's location on our crit table is automatically decided because you're doing a called shot for the head. So you've hit him in the head for a critical hit. So all you do is roll 1d6 to see the 10's is now 6, so the total is now 65. You shot him in the throat.
Oh, yes.
Roll a d6 again.
And I think as the shot hits, it's like, pipe down. 3.
3. Okay. He goes down, holding his throat. This is going to kill him in about 15 seconds, with blood pouring from the hole in his throat.
And then, like, I think as that shot goes in, he like turns the Colt across to the other guy, and he's like,
"You've had your actions. You've had your actions.
Yeah.
You don't get to do that this round, I'm afraid."
Verbally to say
cinematically, yeah, that's cool.
Cinematic effect.
And you don't know who the fuck we are.
Okay, Arturo, you go next.
Okay, taking a shot at the enemy monologuer. Did you say the Colt 45 has a +2 attack?
Yes. Okay. Are you just taking a normal shot at him? You're not doing a called shot or anything?
No, I'll go for a headshot. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Do it.
So you get your quick plus your shooting. You get +2 for the gun, but you get -3 for the called shot, but +1 for the aim.
So -2.
Yeah.
So take the 2 from the gun. So shooting. Just quit. Okay. Shit. 1 6 1 1 1. Both on trouble die.
Right. So the 6 on the trouble dice, fine. That's a success. Did you want to push?
I'd lose the 6 if I pushed, wouldn't I?
No. You keep the 6, but you also keep the 1 unless you buy the 1 off. It costs you 1.
I'll spend 2 faith points to cleanse and to re-roll the 3.
Yep. So you keep the 6. Just re-roll the other dice now, but you lose 2 points of faith.
I'm down to 2 faith, and I get another 6.
Any ones?
It's 6 3 3.
Yeah,
so
that's
no
cool.
ones.
Okay, now that's cool. So that's 2 successes again. So again, you do. You can choose to do a critical injury if you wish.
Yeah, if that whatever's going to drop him quick enough.
Well, that's got a chance of killing him in one shot. So again, because you did the called shot, the 10's is already set at 6.
Okay.
On the table. So you just need to roll 1d6, and then the higher the result on the d6, the better.
Okay. 2.
2. Okay. So you've shot him in the nose, basically. He's turned, and you've like broken his nose with the bullet. But that's not going to do him an awful lot of other damage, though. So he looks round, blood pouring from his nose. He's in a lot of pain, but you've winged him. And he's very angry. And he goes next. So he sees you. He turns his gun to you. He's going to aim and he's going to shoot.
He's got blood in his face. Hopefully that will put him off.
With a sting in his eyes would be incredible.
It didn't stun him. It didn't stun him. He just broken his nose. So he gets. Okay. So because he's now wounded, he gets one less dice in his pool because his quick has gone down by one. He gets that, and he gets that. And he's not going to do a cold shot. Charlie, can I do a cold shot? It's 11:05.
Go for it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, I think he's going to do a cold shot at your head. I think. So that's. He gets 5 dice. He gets those 6, 7 dice. He gets that one, but he loses 3. Okay. So let's see what happens. Oh dear. Okay, so he's got 3 successes.
Holy shit.
So you take 4 points of damage.
Ooh.
That means 2 off your grit and 2 off your quick.
Okay.
And you've suffered a critical injury. So did you want to roll the d6 for the crit, or shall I? Because
I'll let you roll it.
he's shot you in the head. Okay. Let's see what we come up with. Oh, it's a 2. He's done exactly the same to you. You did to him. He's blown your nose off. Basically, again, you see the bullet coming, you like leans back and it catches you in the nose and takes the end of your nose off. Big splasher of blood. But you're not dead.
Thank
It is
God.
just a flesh wound. That is true.
You have to get one of those metal noses.
Yeah. What was the damage I did to him? Actually, is it just 2? Is it? What's the damage for a Colt 45?
So you did 3.
3.
Yeah, because you only did basically the first success does the damage of the weapon, which is 3 points for the Colt 45. Any additional points above that do 1 point per success. Because he had 3 successes, he converted one of those into a crit, the other one into damage, so you took 4 points of damage.
Cool.
Okay. Next up is Marion. Marion Hogg, it's your action.
Okay, so having snuck round the crowd using them for cover, I'm now going to use my move action to step out close to him, hopefully take him a little bit by surprise. I will, as I step through the crowd, say, "Surprise, motherfucker," as I level that shotgun at his gun hand.
Okay, you're trying to do a cold shot with a shotgun.
With a shotgun. Is that allowed?
We hadn't thought about it, but yeah, why not?
If not,
his arm is extended.
Let's just say theatrically, I want to. That's what I'm going to do, but I'll just roll it.
Okay.
I don't think I can aim, can I? Because I use my fast action as the move. Is that correct?
No, you can't aim. If you're going for the cold shot, that gives you -3. Or
I'll just go for a normal shot. I'll say it was theatric.
Just blind me.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
I rolled a lot of dice. I didn't get any 6s. I got 1-1. So I'm going to push this. I'm going to use 2 faith to buy that off, and I'm going to roll it.
Yeah.
I got one trouble.
Any
and
successes?
No successes. No.
Okay, so you've missed.
Yep.
So you got 1 point of trouble. So now you need to roll the d6, and we compare it to the level 1 on the trouble dice table.
That's a 1.
Oh, that's a 1. Okay. Okay, so you've fired, and something has happened. One of the cartridge hasn't gone off properly. The gun isn't broken, but you get -1 in using it until you get it repaired.
Okay.
You've got some gunpowder, got some residue stuck in it that's making it difficult to use.
Yeah, I haven't been cleaning it properly.
Yeah, shocking. Okay, Mohei, your action.
Okay, so
your dog is running off, squealing with a bullet.
And I was walking towards him. I cocked the rifle.
Yep.
So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to keep walking towards him and shoot. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
1 shot anyway.
So, well, what you can do, if you don't aim, your slow action gives you a shot. You can do a quick shot with your fast action, but you get -2 dice to it.
Well, let's try it.
Although,
Let's try it.
actually, the problem you've got is you've got to reload the weapon, which takes a fast action.
Yeah.
So actually, in your case, you can't do that. If you had a double action weapon, you could, but because you need to recock it to prepare it, you can't.
Okay, so on my Spencer carbine, I've got +2 on attack.
Yep.
And what else can I? And shooting, I've got quick. I've got 1. And then there's 5 on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6,
So
8 dice.
if you wanted to aim, that would give you +2, but that would take up your fast action. If you didn't aim, you could shoot and then prepare again.
Yeah,
So
yes,
you'd be
that's
loaded
what I'm
for
going
the
to do.
next
As
round.
I'm just literally walking towards it. So I've already cocked it. Bang.
Yep.
Next round. Bang.
Yeah.
And I'll just as I'm walking towards him.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I've got 2 6s, no fails.
Okay, that's a hit. So with
And
your gun, that's
it does
probably
damage. It says damage 2.
Yep.
And it says crit on 1.
So if you wanted to use your second success for a critical hit, you could do that.
Yes, we'll do a crit as well.
Okay, seeing you didn't do a cool shot, this is just a standard crit, so you roll D66. On our crit tables, because they are location set,
Yep.
the units die is the one that really matters. So if you get high on the units die, that's dangerous to your leg, to your arm, to your chest.
Okay, I got 65.
Okay, you shot him in the throat.
Hey.
Okay. Roll a D6.
Another D6. Right, here it goes. That's a 4.
Okay, he's going to die in 20 seconds.
Yep, lovely.
Yeah, he drops his gun, grabs his throat where you've shot him, crumples down on his knees, kind of next to his mate who is doing something very similar, lying there, bleeding out. Cherry, in her panic, turns and runs straight into Brown's, and Michael is running after her. But these 2 men are lying on the ground. They will die unless they get medical aid.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. I'm going to walk over to him and look at the one who shot my dog. I said, "You don't shoot."
I think
That's the one who just shot in the throat.
Yeah, you don't shoot a dog. And I'll just cock the gun again and just end him.
Okay, so that does require you to have the onions to do it. So you need to make a straight docility roll.
Ooh.
at the same time that he's doing that, Wade's not as kind and basically goes across, puts his boot on the guy's face and just starts pressing it into the dirt.
Oh, well, on the other guy?
Yeah.
Presumably, because otherwise you might get your foot shot.
Yeah.
So basically, this is to see if you can, in yourself,
He hurt my dog.
kill a man in cold blood. So it's a docility roll. You want to fail it. If you succeed, your conscience gets the better of you. You can't push this either. It's
okay. So I've got a docility of 3.
So yeah, roll 3 dice and don't get a 6. Otherwise,
I got 2 3s and a 5. So no successes, no fails as such.
So you don't have too many qualms. You do lose a point of docility for doing this.
Okay.
But you blow him away.
Do I do the same?
Well, again, if you need to make a docility roll, if you want to finish him off,
2 5s, a 2 and a 1.
make sure you fail it. Yeah, you
Yep.
can do the same.
I'll drop my docility to 3 then.
Yeah, you lose a point of docility. Yeah, you can recover this with rest. But
I love the fact the audience agrees. Yeah, you shoot a dog, you get put down.
Yeah. And I think at this point, you finish him off quickly and Wade's just basically holding his head down until he is breathing in dirt and bleeds out and just looks at you and just does that slow outlaw nod.
Yeah.
When you finish these guys off in cold blood, there's quite a lot of revulsion in the crowd and screaming. This is a gunfight is one thing. Cold-bloodedly putting men down in the street is another. And
Keep your bloomers on.
as the crowd is doing that, you see the sheriff and several deputies and a few other men who finally arrived to see what's going on, and they see you do that. And the sheriff says, "I sure wish you hadn't done that, boys. You might have been doing the town a favor, but I need you guys to come with me, and we'll have to sort out the paperwork on this one." And he's holding his gun, not pointing it at you, but they're encouraging you to go with him. I need you boys to come back to the sheriff's office with me while we straighten this whole sorry mess out.
I assume you just mean my good friend here and I.
Yeah. Well,
Not
I
the
think
hog.
it probably makes sense to bring all of you back, frankly. But
Can we just make sure the lady's all right first?
well, I think we can do that. I think Mr. Ryder, Mr. Wade, I think you need to come with us.
I'm fine. I'll decock the rifle, hand it out in front, and there you go.
I just holster the gun, look
And
at Hog.
I'll go with them.
Yeah, they're not arresting you, but
Yeah.
if you hadn't cold-bloody murdered these guys in the street, then it might have been easier for them to let you just go. Diaz and Hogg, I think they are less interested in you coming, actually. I think Wade made a good point, and he says, yeah, yeah.
I'll take
these
this one
two.
for you,
It's
Hog.
these two I need to sort out.
Diaz, should we see how Cherry is?
Go and check. Yeah, go and check on them.
We'll head into Brown's.
Yeah. Okay, you get into Brown's. Anthony Brown is there, and he says, "Gentlemen, Cherry's upstairs. Just give her a few minutes, would you, with Michael, to get over what's happened. These guys were going to kill her. She's had a bad morning. I'm going to send up some whiskey and some food, and let's give her a little bit of time to get over this horrible shock."
We can wait. We got time.
Any sign of Nelly? I'll say
No, I haven't seen Nelly.
Since when? When was the last time you saw her?
Yesterday, I guess.
Did she come to see Cherry?
No, I saw her in town.
Where was she?
She was out the back of the Dusty Spur.
With anyone or on a Todd?
She was on her own. Can you make a Hawkeye roll, please? Or no, make an insight roll, please. I think you could both make an insight roll, but separately, not as a group.
Yeah.
One success.
No successes.
Okay, did either of you want to push? Do you have any faith left?
Yeah, I do. I'll push. 6 and a 1.
Okay, so you've got two successes now. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right? But one on the trouble die. Okay. Right. Did you want to? Well, how many successes are you pushing again as well, Marion?
No.
No. Okay. So roll a d6 for your trouble, Arturo.
Can I?
So how many points of faith do you have left now? 1. So if you go to 0 faith, that's not good because it means you can't restore faith. Your faith is shaken. You can't push.
Then I will roll. I'll roll what you want me to roll.
Okay, now that's cool. So roll a d6.
5.
5. It's not too bad. So basically, you in your conversation with Brown, you're kind of blustering and tripping over your words, and
I'm holding my nose.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah, that might well be something to do with it. People around you they're not disrespecting you, but they're not taking you terribly seriously at this moment. So, and yeah, I mean, actually, he says, "Look, let me get some bandages and some water for your nose. That looks very painful. Let me get you some whiskey as well. Let me get you some food."
Yeah, what does the 2 successes get me anything, or is it trumped by the?
It's not trumped. No, you got 2 successes. No, you think he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
About Nelly. Yeah.
I will willingly take a shot of whiskey.
Okay. So he takes you to a little room, so it's nice and secluded, so his other customers don't have to see your bloody face. He brings in food, brings in lots of whiskey. He's got one of the other staff to help patch up your nose, doing a bit of doctoring, and he says, "Look, I'll send someone to go and get the doctor. We get that looked at."
I'll wave them off, no need, and I'll take out my doctoring bag, and I'll patch myself up. And even it's a case of a shot of whiskey and then whiskey in the wound and clean it out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You don't need to worry about actually making your doctoring a roll. If you wait, if you rest for 20 minutes, you'll get your. Let me get that. Let me say that correctly. If you rest for 1 turn, which is about 10 minutes, you get 1 point back on one of your attributes. So for every 10 minutes that you rest, you gain them back. So if you're there for half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, you'll get all those points back. You'll still obviously have your broken nose, and that will have other effects. But right now, it's not going to mechanically stop you doing anything. It just looks a bit grim. Yeah, Ryder and Wade, you're taken back to the sheriff's office. You're temporarily disarmed. You're temporarily put into a cell. The sheriff says, "Look, this is just a formality, guys. Look, you did the sound of service here, but you did just kill those guys in front of lots of the people. So we've got to make it look like we're taking the breaking of the law seriously. So just stay with us for a while. We'll sort it out. It'll be no problem."
I'm not gonna argue with you, but I would say we put them out of their misery instead of them dying slow as they were.
Yeah, well, it would be for a court of law to decide that, Mr. Wade, and I'm not sure you want to go that far, do you? I'm quite happy to not have that conversation.
Has my dog come back from running?
Yeah, I think your dog came back to you after the fight.
Could you, Sheriff? Could you? Is there a vet in town? Someone who could just patch up the dog there?
Well, we've got the doctor that looks after the horses. We can get him to have a look.
Thank you. That would put my mind at ease. Thank you.
He sends someone to go and do that. But yeah, you're going to be stuck there for a little while, whilst the sheriff sorts out the issues around how to handle it.
Long enough to get the dosity point back.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah, you get your dosity back. Yep. Arturo and Marion. You've got plenty of whiskey, plenty of food. Like an hour goes by, and Brown comes in to check that you're okay. It brings you some more food and a bit more whiskey. And
can we go up and go on as soon as we can? We're going to speak to Nelly.
Yeah, he says Cherry. Yeah,
Cherry. Sorry, Cherry, not Nelly.
Yeah.
Cherry.
Yeah, he says I just asked you let her have a little bit more time. She's had a terrible shock. Just give her a bit of space. Maybe just rest here. Maybe this afternoon you could talk to her.
If she's been given time to leg it or hide things, it's going to be a lot worse in the long run. We need to talk to her now.
You're not trying to delay us, are you, Mr. Brown?
Would I try and delay you? Make an insight roll.
One success.
Yeah. He's kind of not even really trying to hide it now. He says, "I wouldn't try and delay you, gentlemen. I'm just trying to give you a chance to recover after a violent morning."
Come on, Hog.
Yeah.
Stand up. and we're going find her.
Straight upstairs.
Okay, her room's empty.
Yeah.
He says, Brown has come up the stairs behind you, and he says, look, you won't find her. She's gone with some of the best men I know, going over the mountains. You got no chance of tracking her. I'd leave it if I were you. Let her go and live her life. She deserves it.
We weren't here for her. We was here for Nelly.
Well, maybe Nelly went with her. Maybe she didn't go with her.
See, if I was Wade right now, I'd shoot you in the face.
Learn. You can learn. Your character can evolve.
But it's 11:30 now, guys, so I think we might draw this to
Yep.
to a close.
I think I'll look over at sort of Hog, and it'd be a case of it'd be nod. Let's go and get the other two.
Yeah, and I think the I was tempted to have the sheriff recognize Wade as an outlaw and keep him, but I probably won't. I think it's okay.
We spend the night in Browns and then call it a day.
Mr. Brown offers you a free night at the bordello.
I shall do my
in
best to make it
recom-
$50 worth.
No, it's not that expensive.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
$50 worth
don't
of-
underestimate capacity for drinking
And then we'll burn it down
Eating.
before, then it'll be fine.
and bordelloing up to $50.
Sounds like a grit check.
It
I
might
can
well
do
be.
that.
Resilience is the skill to test on that one.
Let's have a go at that then. I'll be up by 8 o'clock. 2 sips. Yep. Done.
Excellent.
Marion, the quick draw kid.
And they escape with the money and go and live a good life in California somewhere.
Good on them. Yeah.
Well done to them.
Well done.
Cool. Good game, guys. Well done.
Cool.
Very fun.
Right, we are gonna wrap it up there. Again, thank you to Dave.
Yeah,
Absolutely my pleasure. Thank you all for being such great players.
Cool. Always welcome back.
Thank you, Ian, for the accents.
Definitely.
Have fun.
And as always, thank you to Ian, otherwise known as Dragonborn Bard. You can check him out on YouTube. Also, Richard, Warrior Prince 3D. Go check out their channels and shops and all kinds of bits and pieces. Steve, as always, for pushing some buttons. I don't really know what he does, but he did something. And Dave, once again, thank you for coming back, playing more games with us. We'll hopefully do some more in the future too. But for now, it's 11:30 at night. Everyone's pretty done in. Love the game. Looking forward to when the crowdfunding does launch. It is going to launch at some point this year before Christmas. We just don't exactly know when.
Yeah, it should be hopefully late August is the target date at the moment, unless something should shift that back. But
Cool.
we'll make an announcement in the next few weeks on that one.
If you've made it through this far on YouTube, and if you have any questions for Dave, do put it in the comments below.
Absolutely.
And don't forget to check out the quick draw rule set, which has a mini adventure on the inside, about 50 to 60 pages, Tales of the Old West, available on Drive-Thru RPG now, now. Cool. But until then, guys, don't go anywhere. Everybody else, we'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.
Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers.